I do a lot of build challenges where I spin a wheel or use a random generator to decide what my Sims house is going to be like, and I thought it might be kind of fun to do a little Halloween edition of this challenge. Usually with these challenges, I'll spin a wheel to decide a different theme for each room. So I've basically got the shell of a little haunted house started here, and then I made a wheel with a bunch of different occult types listed. The problem is that we don't really have that many occult types in The Sims 4, so I had to use my imagination a little bit here. We've got the obvious ones like mermaids and vampires, aliens, werewolves, spellcasters, but I also added fairies and cats to the list. Obviously, we don't actually have fairies in The Sims 4, but we did have them in The Sims 3, and I'd like to think that we've got enough stuff to make a fairy-themed room, even if we don't actually have fairy Sims. And then I also added cat on there because, to be completely honest, I had too many rooms. I needed to have one extra category on the wheel, and I feel like this can kind of be classed as an occult type.
You're kind of like a little scary Halloween cat, huh?
I haven't done too much with the house yet, but I did figure out some rooms. So we've got a small entryway, and what I was kind of picturing would be the living room. I thought this could be an office. I figured this part could be the kitchen and dining room. Upstairs, there's a little hallway and kind of a cool staircase. We've got one bathroom and 2 bedrooms, and there's also a little attic at the top floor. I don't really know what I'll do up here, but I guess it kind of just depends what we end up spinning. And then of course we'll figure out the exterior at the end. That can be a problem for future Kayla. I was planning on doing the exterior at the end, but I feel like I should probably pick some windows. Oh my god. Why? Why is the other side of that white? I don't understand that at all. Okay, that kind of complicates things a little bit. I don't really know what I want this to look like. What color even is that? Is that like a brown wood? Oh, this might work. This is a university door paired with the base game window, and somehow it matches really well. I've never used those together, and now I'm kind of curious to try and do like a real build with them, because not that this isn't a real build, it's just that it's gonna be a little bit chaotic on the inside, so I might try to use these things again in a more normal setting. Well, I guess we can just get started, and I think first I'm gonna spin for the living room, because that's probably the most important spin since it's the biggest amount of space. Oh my god, okay, vampire. We can start with that. We can make that work. This will be fun because there's a lot of vampire stuff that we can use. That's the thing, we're gonna have a way easier time doing the ones that have whole dedicated packs. I'm not really sure what's gonna happen once we get to fairy, but I guess we'll figure that out once we get there. What are you doing? Please don't do that. Have you also been having this glitch where the staircase doesn't get the railing added properly? I don't really understand it, but it's been happening ever since the last update. When I try and add a stair railing on some staircases, you just can't see it. So the game thinks there's a railing here, but it's not visible. I'm just gonna ignore that and hope that it comes back. Oh, and also I was picturing I would do the hallway the same as the living room because I don't really want to spin again for a space this small. I feel like that's kind of pointless because you can't really do much when there's only 6 tiles. I think I like this purpley color scheme in here. It kind of looks good. Oh, that cabinet is so fun. It's got a skull in it. I don't know why I've never noticed that before. I guess I don't really use the vampires pack that often. It's not exactly my most used or most favorite Sims pack. Do you think it's too much to have that? I don't know. It's kind of a lot. Maybe I could use the cabinet upstairs. That's a good use of the space too. Okay, that works. I was kind of hoping that we would get vampire for the bathroom because the vampire pack at least has bathroom stuff. I don't really know what I'm gonna do if I get like alien bathroom. Do you think this weird bird thing is too much? Because it might be a little bit too much. But also, when else are you gonna use that? Like, this is the time? Oh, using this white paneling kind of helps to tie in the color scheme a bit more too because it matches the window trim. I don't really think I'm going for creepy abandoned in here, but maybe I'll add in a few spider webs just for good measure. And then that might be our vampire living room finished. I'm still really annoyed by the staircase situation, but I'm just gonna ignore it. It's a shame because this staircase could be so cool. Like, this shape is really cool, but of course it's glitching. All right, next we are gonna do the kitchen and dining room, and this one's gonna be kind of iffy. I don't know how well it's gonna go, but we are going to do a spellcaster kitchen and dining room. Okay, that's easy. We actually have Realm of Magic counters that we can use. Maybe I can try and get a cauldron in here too. I don't really know how well that's going to go because this kitchen is quite small, but we'll see. I might use the stone flooring in here. Oh, I kind of wanted to use the curtains, but they look not good. That kind of changes things. Okay. Maybe not. I don't really ever use the fridge or stove from this pack, so it's kind of fun to get a chance to use it here. I'm kind of trying to decide what color is best, and I almost like this bluish gold color. And then if we're careful, I should be able to fit some more little furniture in. I really did want to have a dining table. I just don't know if they're going to be even able to access this one. I guess maybe we don't need to worry about it being functional so much. I realize that sounds bad, but maybe in this case we try and prioritize more like the vibes than the function. This is sort of a wacky build, so we can get away with doing stuff like that here. Oh, I thought about using this, but this thing would actually be perfect for the fairy room. So I'm gonna save that. I'm kind of excited about the fairy room, so hopefully we get a good room for the fairies and we don't just get like the bathroom, because that would make me feel kind of sad. I'm looking at some of the debug stuff now, because there's a lot of cool things like wands, and we've got all these magic books. I'm also kind of trying to sneak some potions around too, just to clutter up the counters a little bit more. Although I guess now the counters are completely full, so there's no functional counters in this room. That's okay. We talked about this. We don't need functional counters. The house just needs to look cool. But this is what I've got for the spellcaster kitchen. They've got a cauldron, they've got some cabinet storage, some cool plants on the wall. We do have a fully functional like fridge, stove, sink situation. There's just too much clutter, so you can't really use the counter space, but I like how it looks. It also honestly kind of matches the living room a little bit, which is surprising to me. All right, I'm gonna do the office space next, this tiny room up here in the back. I don't really know what to expect from this. Oh no, sorry to the werewolves, you get the smallest room in the whole house. That's actually not good, because that means the hardest ones are left and they have the biggest rooms. So we'll see how that goes. Oh, the cool part about werewolves is that there's a lot of collectibles. There's like some kind of cool, interesting little pieces of cow plant and stuff. So maybe we could try to use these things and have a really interesting little library set up. I guess the other idea is to try and do a little gym space for them. There just isn't really all that much gym furniture, and the office stuff is kind of cooler. Oh my god, having this slash photo of Vlad right next to the vampire room is kind of funny. Maybe I should go back and try and put the Vlad photo up on the wall. We have plenty of wall space upstairs in this hallway area, so it might be kind of fun to have the full not ruined one here, and then of course the destroyed version in the werewolf room. I don't really know what I'm going for in here, because the werewolf furniture stuff kind of has like two different styles. There's like fancy like this, and then like pieced together like this. Like the difference between these two desks, this is really fancy and this is a door. Wow, this thing really comes far off the wall, but all the stuff slots to it really nicely. It has like correct places to put all the collection items, so it looks pretty cool. Curtains kind of weird, not really sure about that, but I'm gonna try it anyway. All right, this is what I've got for the werewolf room. So we've got a little desk with a typewriter on it. We've got the bookshelf. They have their collectible shelf here and like a little recliner chair with Vlad above it. We've also got the cool collectible fish in there too. So I tried to use a lot of the debug things from this pack, but there's just not really a lot of space to work with. So that's the best that I could do. And now we move upstairs where we have 2 bedrooms and a bathroom to work on. I think I'll start with the bathroom just to get it over with, because it's kind of small and boring. And we are going to have a cat themed bathroom. Okay. I was kind of thinking about trying to really embrace the black cat thing. I guess the problem is there isn't really that much black cat stuff in the game. I do still want it to be a little scary because I'm kind of going for haunted house vibes. It is storming outside. I don't know if you can tell that it got really dark in here, but it is rough out there. So here's my idea currently. I have made a normal black bathroom. I've got like black bathroom fixtures, some gold accents that kind of match the cat's eyes. And now what I'm going to do is just go through and put a lot of tiny little cats everywhere. I'm not really sure if it's still going to be functional like this, but this is what the wheel wanted, and the wheel gets what the wheel wants. Cats everywhere is kind of how my real life feels like right now, ever since I found these kittens in a sewer, but this is what I've got so far. There's literally cats in like all the corners, and I don't know if I should put any more because I'm worried about it breaking if I do, so I might just leave it like this. And I guess we'll just spin for the next room so that we can do the first bedroom. We've got only 3 options left. Okay, and the first bedroom is going to be fairy themed. I think I'll put the fairies in this bigger bedroom, and we're gonna kind of have to make up our own sort of thing here for this. And I'm kind of picturing very floral, very plant filled. Honestly, I'm gonna base this whole thing off just this leaf curtain and then go from there. Oh, this is interesting. Okay, there's like little leaves growing up in between the bricks on this one. It's maybe kind of silly to do brick floor in the bedroom, but what if we made this bedroom bedroom seem like it's outside. Oh, and we could use this fairy gargoyle like that. That might be kind of cool. I could maybe try to decorate it like a greenhouse instead of a bedroom. I'm not sure how well these things would grow, but they've got fairy magic, so they can just like make it work, right? In The Sims 3, the fairies can grow stuff magically, so we can have our pretend Sims 4 fairies do the same thing. Ooh, this item is really weird. I don't mean to be rude, but like the textures on it, in my opinion, are not good. I don't mean to be rude, but I don't like them, like, at all. Look at the weird shadows too. I don't know if you can see this, like the weird boxy shadows around parts of it. This is not exactly The Sims 4's finest moment. Oh my god, we have to use these little mushroom stools. Cottage Living actually has a couple of them, so we can try and put those together in parts of this area. I like this one, but I don't know if it matches that well. I'm worried about putting too much. Ew, 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 ew. Ew, oh my god, why does it look like that? Oh no, our plan might have been foiled. This might not work out how I wanted it to. Oh, look at this, that's so cute. Fungi Realty Incorporated Studio Apartment. That, I feel, is definitely a fairy house, so we can use that. I guess maybe I could try to use a couple of these default flower things. Honestly, maybe just in general, I should use regular plant pots because it's going to be less glitchy. It's kind of annoying, but like the visual weirdness of those outdoor plants inside kind of doesn't make it worthwhile. There's this really beautiful cloud ceiling that we could try and use in here. That sort of helps tie it together a bit more. And then on the wallpaper, I don't really know what to use. I'm trying to decide what makes the most sense because there's a bunch of options. Part of me is sort of leaning towards one of these more floral looking wallpapers. I don't really know what I'm going for, and I guess that's the problem with this because fairies don't exist, so we're kind of just like making it up as we go. Oh my god, wait. That is so good. The fairy lights fit perfectly across the top there. Okay, I think that'll work. I think that's the fairy room finished. It's got a bunch of flowers, it's got a fairy statue, it's got a bunch of plants everywhere, and it functions too because you can use a flower arranging table. And that leaves us with just the extra bedroom and the weird attic space left. So we need to have at least one functional bedroom. We've got 2 options left. So for the bedroom, we're going to spin one last time, and the bedroom is going to be, oh, it's close. Ooh, the bedroom is going to be alien themed. Interesting. Okay, I actually have an idea for that, and this is so weird, okay, but hear me out. We have this weird sleeping pod that comes with Get Famous. I never, ever, 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 ever use this, but if we're gonna make an alien room, this is like exactly perfect for it. Get to Work also obviously has a bunch of alien themed stuff, like this flying saucer lamp. This momentum conserver might work. Ooh, test tube pedestal, maybe? We can maybe use that. We do have this nice alien poster. Maybe I could put this skeleton thing inside of the test tube. I don't know, that's kind of scary, but we can do that. Oh, an alien computer is kind of cool too. Out of this world desktop, 15,000 simoleons. This base game desk kind of has alien vibes. It's like a control center or something, so we can use that. That's a really weird alien seeming swivel chair. I guess with this, I'm kind of trying to go for like lab vibes. I might even switch the door out. I don't really want to have a lot of windows either because I feel like it's supposed to be in space. Maybe I could get some kind of curtain that covers the whole thing. The problem with most of the curtains is that they don't really fit though, but maybe that's fine. This momentum conserver almost doesn't fit either. There's not really enough space. This is a very weird and skinny room. I'm gonna use it anyway. This thing is literally just called Science Map, but it kind of matches. And then maybe I'll use this Get to Work wallpaper and flooring because that kind of has sciencey lab vibes to it. But this is nice. We've got a bed, we have a nightstand, we've got a computer. I might just try and get a dresser of some sort. None of these dressers look alien or science lab related at all. What else do aliens have? Oh, there's an alien gnome. I can put him here. Maybe he can work at the computer. That'll be good. I swear Strangerville has some sort of alien swatch on this poster. I don't remember exactly. Oh, there we go. Oh, maybe this could go on the wall behind the bed, and then we can use this alien poster over here. Doesn't one of the packs have like a cow plant thing? Like a cow plant that's being abducted by aliens or something? Am I making that up? Here, they can have a TV screen thing too, so they can monitor stuff. Can I size that? Oh, you can't size it down. Look, the TV screen stays the same. That's so weird. Okay, well, what's that? Beakers and burners. Yeah, we need to have a table or something. Maybe I could just put this weird thing in here. That's good enough. This is an appropriate alien bedroom, I feel. You can tell what we're going for. Oh, I almost forgot about my lamp. Oh, that's so so embarrassing of me. Wait, can I put it on this table? Little flying saucer lamp. Okay, that's the alien bedroom done. And that just leaves us with one last room to finish, the attic. Wow, I wonder what we're going to spin. I have no idea what it could be. Mermaid? Wow, I'm shocked right now. Okay. We have to try and make some sort of mermaid room upstairs. I don't really know what that means for us. I don't know how to make a room that feels like a mermaid. There's a couple things. There's like this little mermaid chest item. My initial gut reaction is to like try and make the beach. The only other mermaid item that I can picture is this beach towel, because I swear, oh yes, it's got 2 mermaid swatches. This is the only other mermaid thing I can think of. So maybe I can try and lay these out like some mermaids are having a beach day or something. Mermaids are by far the worst occult, and there's like no question about it. It's not their fault. They just didn't get the same stuff added that all the other occults did. It's a shame because they're kind of like a half occult type because they didn't get the whole skill tree and stuff. It makes me feel sad because they could have been really cool, but they're kind of just like not finished. Okay, I'm putting a little cooler and these flip-flop lights. I don't really know what else to add. Maybe I'll paint the walls blue like we're under the sea. Oh, I have an idea. Wait, the bathroom clutter kit has these little fish decals. I guess I can use all the swatches of these little fish decals to try and fill up the wall. This is so silly. I don't even know what else to put. Oh, a fish chair. Oh, that'll be good. They might like that. We could also potentially add some actual fish onto the wall because I feel like the mermaids might like those too. I don't know. That might be it. That might be the best that I can do. You know, it's a good thing that it's the attic because this would have been bad if it had to be the whole living room. I feel like otherwise the house actually turned out quite well. So we have the vampire living room, we've got the werewolf office, the spellcaster kitchen and dining room, more vampire hallway, we got a black cat bathroom, a fairy plant room, an alien bedroom, and I don't even know. This is a mermaid closet. I had sort of pictured that the exterior would just be one big brick house, but I don't know. I'm not really obsessed with how this is looking. Why isn't that painting? What the heck? Oh, that is extremely strange. Any ideas about why that's happening? I have never seen anything like that before. What? Why is it doing that? Oh my God, I'm confused by that. Okay, I'm just gonna ignore it. I'm just gonna not worry about the back. We will make the front look good and then just leave the back how it is because clearly it does not want to participate. Yeah, I don't know. It's not like the cutest house, but this is sort of what I was envisioning. It's not really the cutest house on the inside either, so I guess at least the outside matches. When in doubt, just use a whole bunch of big trees to fill up the lot and cover up your mistakes because everything starts to look better once trees are covering it. I may use some of these creepy dead rose bushes from the vampires pack because that kind of fits the haunted house vibe that I'm going for. And then maybe the house is done. Oh, I do need a mailbox. Now the house is done. Okay, this is a weird one. I don't really know if I would recommend that anyone actually play in this house, but it was a fun experiment trying to have every room be a whole different occult type, including everyone's favorite occult type, cat. I know my cats like it, so hopefully yours do too. And I think on that note, I'm gonna end this video right here. Let me know if you enjoyed this because I love doing these silly little build challenges and I don't really ever play with occult sims, so this was kind of a fun one for me. And with that, I'm gonna catch you all tomorrow. Okay, bye everybody. The next occult build I plan on doing is renovating Vlad's house, which is gonna be a whole ordeal. Wish me luck.